So my brothers and sisters, there is this story I saw online and I decided to share with you guys. I have always made my position very clear. I am against mass deportation. Now, if people who live in a particular country commits a crime, they should be jailed. They should be punished according to the rules and regulation of that country. They should be treated fairly, but then they should be punished. For example, if people from Africa or a Cameroonian goes to Nigeria and commits a crime, the Nigerian authorities should punish a Cameroonian squarely, but they should be fair with their punishment. And so goes everywhere. I am not in support of people who goes to other people's country and commits crime. I think it's very, very wrong, and I am against it. I would love everyone to come in and live peacefully and happily and do whatever they can do legally and morally to support themselves and their families. I am all in for migration. I believe immigrants as well as citizens all have an important part to play in the growth and development of any nation. Immigrant workers are needed everywhere, and citizens must learn to co-live or to cohabit with immigrants or with foreigners. So I saw this news on one popular site that reads, Cameroon says hundreds of its citizens deported from Equatorial Guinea. And this is not the first time. I can say that there are countries that have the same pattern as Dubai. We have South Africa, whose citizens always complain about other Africans taking their jobs, doing all sorts of things in their country, destroying their countries, and living more better than the South Africans. And when I hear about story like this, I ask myself, who created the opportunity? You were there in your country and you did nothing, and someone came from outside and brought in an opportunity into your country, and then you wake up one day from sleeping and then you said that that person has taken over your job, a job that you did not even have, a job that that person created. South Africa has this problem, always blaming other Africans for all their problems. And this other country, Equatorial Guinea, is also in line. I cannot count how many times they have deported Africans from their country, citing living illegally. They will just bundle everybody and deport, or in the name of they are illegal or they are committing crimes. You make your visa policy so difficult that people cannot even get the visas or get the work permit. And then you turn around and say that they are living in your country illegally, so they have to go. That isn't fair. If you wanted them to live there legally, make the system fair enough. Make the process clear enough. Make it easier enough so that people will willingly get the work permit and the visa. But if you make it difficult, if you make it very, very complicated, people cannot get it because you've decided to make it complicated. People will not move out of your country. They will stay illegally in your country. We must understand this. We must understand this. You must always give the people a way out, an easy way out. So let's continue with this article and let's hear what it says. Cameroon says Equatorial Guinea has deported several hundred Cameroonians, some of whom say they were fleeing terrorist and rebel attacks at home. The government of Equatorial Guinea says the deportees were economic migrants and is planning to deport 7,000 Cameroonians in all by the end of the year. Scores of Cameroonians applauded Monday while welcoming back 200 of their citizens who were deported. But the well-wishers are not happy with Equatorial Guinea's action. Civilians shouted that by deporting Cameroonians, the oil-rich country is being indifferent to people who have rendered services as mechanics, electricians, bricklayers, miners, and other types of workers. One of the deported Cameroonians says he lost his teaching job in Equatorial Guinea. Like many Cameroonians in Equatorial Guinea are victims of what he calls the Cameroon government lack of interest in the plight of its citizens outside the country. He says Cameroon should have negotiated for Equatorial Guinea to give Cameroonians more time to acquire resident and work permits. Several dozens of the deported Cameroonians flee their country in part because of its ongoing separatist crisis, others left because of Boko Haram terrorism in the north. Some deportees said they were tortured and their properties looted in Equatorial Guinea. Others said they spent several nights in detention centers and were freed after agreeing to return to Cameroon unconditionally. The most senior Cameroonian government official in Ocean, the administrative unit where Campo is located, says President Paul Biya asked him to receive the deported civilians and make sure they travel to their towns and villages in peace. Bello says Cameroonians who have traveled to Campo since Friday have confirmed to government officials that they were in the neighboring state illegally. He says some of the deportees told officials their visas had expired, while others acknowledged lack of traveling documents when they went to Equatorial Guinea. So you can see there's a wide range of problems here. Some of them are illegal, some of them didn't have visa, some of them didn't have work permits, and that was the reason why they were all being deported. But my point is, Equatorial Guinea has a track record of doing things like this. They intentionally make the process really, really difficult, because I do not believe that people will willfully live in a country illegally where the process of obtaining a visa and work permit is simpler or easier. Most of the times, people do not want to go through the whole process because it's very, very tough and difficult. The authorities of Equatorial Guinea must learn to make it simple so that when people come in, they can have it easy to get their visas and work permit, and you can even tax them for that. Maybe you can say when you work, pay taxes, or create a system that when people work, they can pay taxes. Because making the process of obtaining a visa and a work permit difficult does not necessarily mean that people won't come in. Whether you deport every single one of them, they are just going to make a U-turn and come back in. So the best thing for you to do in this kind of situation is to make the process easier so that people can come in and they can follow a path in getting the work permit and their visa, and they can pay taxes to the government. But to my brothers and sisters out there, to you, my fellow Pan-Africanists, what do you think about this move by Equatorial Guinea to deport almost 10,000 Cameroonians? Have you been to Equatorial Guinea, or do you have a friend who has been there? What was his or her experience? Let us know in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing from you. And one more thing, please kindly like this video, share this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow our Facebook page. Little deeds of goodwill like this helps the channel a lot, and we shall forever be grateful to you. Thank you very much for watching this video, and like always, see you in the next one, and cut.